Okay, we're on.
Hello.
I think this is going to be the actual episode 29. Last time we were on, it was last night. I was streaming Brendan playing Pokemon. He was like a little ass kid. It was really funny. He loves his consumer brands and like Pokemon and stuff.
Pokemon's a national treasure.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Not our national treasure.
No. Because no, we don't make things and then buy it.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just share this bitch onto my Facebook so people can see it. And done. Okay. So first and foremost, I want to wish you a happy belated. You turned 31 yesterday.
Yes, I did.
You're fucking old like me now.
Yep.
It's funny. You're a full 31-year-old, 30-something-year-old. It's got to be fun.
Am I the only one who's very gray, or am I the only one who's like not lying about it?
What do you mean?
Am I the only one that's like very gray, or am I the only one like not lying about it amongst our friends?
Gray?
Yeah.
Like in the hair gray?
Yeah, I got grays.
Oh no, you're
Like
just
here and here.
Dude, I'm sorry. It's just because you're a white boy. It's genetics right there. I'm probably not gonna get gray hairs for at least another decade.
That's true. You won't look old until like you're old, till like you're 70.
I mean, even my dad now, he's we could still kind of pass as brothers. No, I'm serious. It's happened, and like I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna look young for my age for like a good while.
It doesn't work though. Like it's someone like rings your doorbell, like, excuse me, is your brother home?
I mean, when I was in the group home, one of the people who worked there, I forgot what you call them, RAs, like residential advice. I don't fucking know. Anyway, she was like telling me, she's like, "Ooh, your dad is really hot." I'm like, it's a little uncomfortable, but okay.
Thank you.
She's probably looking
you
at
like you don't get offended like it's like someone's like, "Your mom's mad hot."
Yeah, it definitely sucks being with your single mom than it is being with your single dad. Because if you have like a single mom, if you have a single dad, it's like, oh sweet, you brought home a pretty girl. She seems nice. Good job, dad. Whereas like, you know, you're a kid and your mom brings home a guy. It's like, who is this scary man you brought into our house? I'm scared. You know, like
You just sit on the couch and smoke cigarettes.
Curses at the TV. Yeah. So
Gets tattoos on the side of his head.
that's actually pretty cool. I guess it depends on the kind of tattoos it is. If it's like, I don't know, some like white supremacist shit, that's like a little sketchy. But if it's like some Nintendo tattoo, like a Yoshi tattooed on the side of his head, that'd be cute. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, but what's more likely? A swastika on the side of a white guy's head or Pokemon?
Yo, well, it's probably a stupid question, but did you hear about that shit with like Kanye West publicly saying like, I like Hitler, you know, like.
Yes, I did hear that. But in the same sentence, he said he cares about everybody and loves everybody, and then says how much he likes Hitler. Somebody who did not like a very specific group of people.
Oh man, that was like the most ridiculous shit.
I mean,
it was really funny. All right, I don't care what anyone says. That shit was the funniest shit I've ever fucking seen. I was dying the whole time. And someone made this a Facebook status that I laughed at. They were like, he was like, "You laugh? A black billionaire goes on TV and praises Hitler's policies, and you laugh?" You know, like.
Well, I don't think anyone's going, you know what, Kanye's finally starting to make sense. I'm glad someone said it. Nobody who anyone takes seriously is now thinking that.
Maybe.
But also, now I'm curious, like Holocaust deniers. Like, you can't just deny the Holocaust and not hate Jewish people. It's really weird. Like, they can't be like, oh, like, they just exaggerated, but...
Well, okay.
Like, Hitler, like... Well, still killed.
I mean, yeah, it's obvious. Like you're not a huge fan of Jewish people if you're denying the Holocaust. I guess the more important question, the more pressing question would be like, why? Why are you so critical of these people that you're going so far to like outright deny the like? What drove you down this road? And I don't know. I think that's like a more interesting question to ask, because whether or not they did it is irrelevant. It's clear they don't like Jews because they're out there denying something terrible happened to them. But I'm more interested in the why. I mean, people will sit there and tell me like, oh, it doesn't matter why. I'm like, it kind of fucking does. It does matter why.
Does.
Because like, I mean, wouldn't you want to prevent like this sort of thing? You know, like prevent this kind of train of thought from people like thinking this way. I mean, so you might as well like delve into the triggers and as to what like causes a person to go down that path, you know?
Yeah, it's important to understand where these people come from. That's you.
Maybe they have some underlying trauma. Maybe they just lived in Brooklyn for too many years. You know, like you never. It could be anything.
So anyone who's not from Brooklyn that denies the Holocaust, I don't get it.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know anything about these people. Not like I know them. Like I know them so well because I work for them.
I remember when my cousins were younger and they were visiting from Missouri and they saw an Hasidic Jewish person for the first time. Like they were mesmerized. They were like, "Yo, what's that?"
Who are these stylish looking gentlemen all wearing the same outfit? Like, damn, these guys look cool.
Is this a Brooklyn thing?
I've heard a story of like this like Japanese guy, like clearly not from this country, and like he was just chilling at a bar and he was decked out in like Hasidic Jewish gear, and he was like, to him it was just New York style. He was like, this is real New York style, man.
It is a very exclusive club.
A little too exclusive for my tastes. You gotta do what with your penis to join? Like that's a pretty.
You can't marry in.
No, you gotta.
Because they're already related.
You gotta do the old snip, no matter what, though.
They can't snip you again.
Wait, what?
They can't snip you again, can they?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, if you've already been circumcised, then yeah, you don't have to worry about that. But it's fucked up that it happens at all. I mean,
I feel like a rabbi might complain. He's like, "Come on, it's a ceremony. I gotta wrap my mouth around something."
Nah, but still, I think there's so many better things you could have done, agreed to God with, like, oh yeah, we promised to exercise every day or something. Like,
it's never that.
Yeah, it's like nah, we promised.
Yeah, we'll cut our foreskin off so
yeah.
people will know we're pretty serious about this.
Yeah, as punishment because we fucked up. I mean, that was a punishment, right?
Circumcision? No.
It was a deal. It was a fair deal, all right?
God. What if you promised to kill us? What if in exchange we cut off our foreskins?
The tip of my dick.
He's like, Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. All right.
Fucking A. It's still. Do you think we're ever gonna stop doing that?
Circumcision?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the people's like viewpoints are like really changing on it. Because it's not like the reason that we do it in like the U.S. mostly is because like it's cleaner or whatever.
Is it?
Because I don't know. I don't have foreskin. But
I've never not been circumcised, buddy. So
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you what it's like on the other side. Like,
I don't know.
I've only ever been circumcised.
I know people who aren't, and like they really like testy about like so they think circumcision's like mutilation, and like it is.
It is.
No, it is. Yeah.
I mean, because like think about it. Like you don't have an argument if an uncircumcised person looks at your dick and be like, "Your dick is fucking fucked up, man. What happened to it?"
It's kind of fucked up because
Yeah.
it's like your dick looks ridiculous. It's like you had a medical procedure.
I mean, that's why like already circumcised people would probably go like extra like that much harder on fucking normalizing it because they're like, no, my dick's normal. This is normal. What they did
trauma?
To
I'm fine.
I'm fine. Yeah, you're
I'm
the weird one.
Stiff. Yeah, fuck you. Get out of here.
With your dick skin still on, like get out of here, man. You get that shit cut off like a
Freak.
normal person. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh man, that's terrible. Fucking God, I hate those people.
Those people running around demanding everyone be circumcised.
Mm-hmm. They're not cool in my book.
I am not okay with them. They are a nuisance. And a
Yeah.
day goes by, you don't hear about some crazed pro-circumcision.
I'm only talking about pro-circumcision people. That's the only. I'm not referring to anyone and no ethnic or religious demographic.
No, because the beautiful thing actually about being pro-circumcision is that, like, it's equality
Christian,
all around.
yeah, Christian people do it. Muslim people do it. I think Muslim people do it.
I believe they do.
Catholics definitely fucking do it.
Well, they do it in the United States. It's not like Christians don't do it like as a religious thing. Only like I think Jewish and Muslims do it. Like it's not like a rule in Christianity. You have to have that done. But
Good.
it just happens. It just in the United States. That's just like what we do.
It shouldn't be a fucking rule. It's so stupid.
No, but like I feel like a lot of people like wouldn't. Like I wouldn't circumcise my kid. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Unless the kid wanted it. You know, it told me with its eyes. Like as soon as it was born, it's like, you know what I want. Like I don't need to say it. Snip it off. Come on, Pops. Like make the call.
Dude, what are you crying? You wanted this.
I just wasn't ready for it. All right. Like, let me get a shot.
Have you ever been like it's one thing to just be circumcised, like, you know, while you're at the hospital and they're like, well, you know, he's here.
Yeah.
But like, have you ever been to a bris?
Yeah.
Brisses are weird.
I went to my boss's kid's bris.
So did I. I went to my boss's kid's bris.
I didn't. At first, I thought like it was weird that I was invited, but okay, fine. Let's go see some dick skin get snipped. You know, like I'm psyched. There was some food. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I knew it'd be a good time.
Yeah, I like
The bris part is just the worst part.
Yeah, it's all quiet. Everyone's just like, can we just get the fuck out of here, man? Just do the thing.
Actually, what blew my like what. So first of all, they had champagne outside, like the place. Actually, someone also who's a little more religious was telling me like it's actually like against the rules to have a temple, like in the same like building as a place where you serve food and alcohol.
Yeah.
But whatever. So like downstairs, there's like champagne before you go in to watch the bris.
Jesus.
Then you go in to watch the bris, and I brought my champagne in with me, not thinking like I shouldn't bring champagne into like the temple.
The temple.
But, yeah. But yeah. So after it's like done, also the rabbi was mad pushy. Like he's like, come on, let's get this done. He's like, you're paying by the hour. Like he wanted to get in, snip, and get out.
I like that. I got to do 2 more of these in the next hour. Like, come on, man. I got 5 more by the end of the day.
Oh, actually, what really freaked me out was at the end of it, if the ceremony was over, people line up. Like I was getting online, I thought to leave, but I was actually getting online to shake the rabbi's hand. I'm like, why? Why do I want to shake his hand?
I know where those hands have been.
Why do I want to shake his hand?
Those hands are touching baby dick. Get out of here, man.
I was like, wait, this is the rabbi handshaking line?
I thought this was for the hors d'oeuvres, you know, like, like, I was looking for some turkey dogs in a blanket.
Oh no, that would just remind the.
They look like little. Yeah, I know. I know.
That's why they wait until they serve you pigs in a blanket. Like that's why it says like children over like the age of like 6. Otherwise, it's a choking hazard. It's not a choking hazard. It's a traumatic, triggering hazard.
You know what I realized? We're supposed to be going to like a bunch of weddings at our age, right?
I've been to like.
Yeah, I've been to a few weddings.
3,
True.
4. I went to 2 this year.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, got 1 next year.
I wouldn't want to be invited to a wedding, to be honest.
What? Why not? It's great.
It's a fucking expense and a half.
Well,
I guess that's like a terrible reason to say I would want to be invited to a wedding, but honestly, it's also because it is a huge commitment, not just monetary wise. Like,
it's a treatment for the people that are throwing it. Like, all you really have to do is like mean it when you say yes, you'll show up. Just get them a card, put $150 in there, and hopefully there's an open bar.
yeah.
If there's not an open bar, I would leave.
Yeah, I hate that. Oh my god, dry weddings are fucked up. Like I understand why people do it, and I get the rationale behind it.
I don't understand.
No, think about it. Like let's say like the people getting married are like former addicts or something, like severe alcoholics, and they just can't be around it.
Oh, so I have to have a bad time?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I understand why you're doing this, but fuck you anyway. Like I'm out. Like
No, my uncle's a former alcoholic at an open bar.
I bet you he got fucked up that night.
No.
No?
No, he's really good. He was really good at drinking.
Oh no, I mean like I thought he was
No,
trying
like I've never seen him drunk before.
No, I'm saying was he trying to be sober?
Yeah, he'd been sober for a while. Like, yeah, I mean, he probably had a drink or two. But my point is,
Yeah.
like, he's Irish. He would never not have an open bar.
You can't get married and not drink too, especially even if you're sober. Like that's fucked up. You gotta have a drink at your wedding, and then it's your life spirals downward from there. It's like I should have had that fucking drink at my fucking wedding if I just said no to my best man at the toast. Everything would have been fine, but nope.
When I went to Pulsey's wedding, I was happy that at some point, like, she was wrecked. I'm like, there she is.
Oh, it's terrible.
There's my not bad wrecked. It's her wedding. She had fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't do it. It's just everything seems so fleeting, and that's probably definitely some psychological shit from being like a son of a divorced parents, and like there'll always be that kind of like underlying trauma, I guess. But I think it's more than that. I think my rational mind can also look at it statistically and be like, yeah, the odds are pretty low here. Like, they're not good. But I guess I'm still not completely hopeless on it. I would still attempt it. I mean, I've been engaged before, which is a story in itself. But the fact that I would be willing to do that at least somewhat showcases, like, yeah, a part of me does kind of whatever believe in it, I guess. So yeah, I could see myself eventually doing it, which is why, like, I wouldn't ever say like no and be like crabby about like going to other people's weddings, because karmic retribution come, and if I ever had my own and everyone was like, you were an asshole about my wedding, I'm not going to fucking yours, and I would have to accept that. But I don't know. I mean, also, like, I like to think that I'm able to throw a hell of a party if I really had to and wanted to, so I think that would be a good excuse too. I would DJ my own fucking wedding.
So I've actually been to 2 weddings where, like, destination weddings, that's a little much.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I went to this person shall remain nameless, but they had their wedding in Florida. A bunch of us went there, stayed the weekend to go to the wedding, and as I'm at the ceremony, I'm looking around. I know everybody that's there. Everybody is from Staten Island. The person getting married just happens to be living in Florida. Okay. It's like, you couldn't come to us.
Well, I was thinking, honestly, like, every wedding is kind of a destination wedding if you invite enough people, like, to somebody,
Yeah, but I mean, like, literally going somewhere else, not being in a different state of mind.
What do you mean? Like,
was that what you mean by destination? What do you mean?
I mean, like, if you have, say, a big enough group of family and friends, either you or the bride, one of you is going to invite someone from out of state, or someone who would probably have to travel to make it, and it's like the same shit for them as if we were going to Florida. Like, if you have a good friend that lives out in like Montana, to them it's a fucking destination wedding. They got to travel all the way.
Well, they live in Montana. Everything's a destination to them. Like, how dare
exactly. Well, one friend could be living in Montana. The other friend could be living in fucking.
That person is intentionally living somewhere very inconvenient.
One person could be living in fucking, I don't know, like Vermont, and like I said, like, if you have enough people showing up, someone's going to be fucking traveling. It's a destination to them.
As long as it's near an airport, it's forgivable. If, like, the catering hall you're having the wedding at is like across the street from the airport, that's fair.
Okay. Not like at some remote island off the coast of Thailand.
No, because I have to pay to get there.
If it's all expense paid, fuck yeah.
What the fuck? Well, that would be a really small, like, intimate group, and you'd have to, like, your friend would have to be pretty wealthy. But no, you have to get to weddings.
I mean, family, I guess you could expect the expenses or whatever, if it's family. So it's really friends, and it's like you'd have some friends like, dude, I don't care if you can't pay for it. I need you there. I'll pay for it. I just fucking show up.
My cousin got married on a cruise, and I was still like, I was 21. And I got invited, and I'm like, I ain't going. And then my grandfather called me. He's like, no. He's like, you, your mother, and your brother go. I paid for you guys. I'm like, what about you and my grandmother? He's like, no, I'm not going. He's like, that's ridiculous. He's like, I'm going to take a cruise for a week to watch her get married. He's like, but you can go. I was like, all right.
That sounds pretty cool though. Go, make a little journey out of it. But you're right. It's like, dude, I got my fucking life to live, man. I can't be investing a whole fucking week into your fucking marriage. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm sorry, but if I could afford to, I don't know. Maybe that's something that, like, old people who get married do. If you're like 40 something or in your 60s, I guess, and you get married, you're like, yeah, all my friends are old. They got nothing going on. We could spend a week out. But if
that's different. Yeah.
But if we're all in our like 20s, early 30s, yeah, it's a little fucking much to expect.
You know how like hard it is to get like even a small group of adults in their late 20s to early 30s to get together for something like.
What was the worst wedding you've been to? Like the absolute fucking worst.
I don't think any of them have been bad.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think I've ever been to like
especially as an adult, like I can't name one being bad, and as a kid, I probably just didn't want to be there.
Damn. I would love to go to a wedding in another country though. That sounds really clutch.
See, I thought they were actually getting. So it was a cruise, right? The cruise stopped at Jamaica, the Bahamas, and another island.
Yeah, what were you saying?
So they were getting married on the day it was supposed to stop at the Bahamas. So I actually thought they were getting married in the Bahamas, but no, I didn't get to go to the Bahamas because their wedding was on the cruise.
Yeah.
So it's like we just took a boat and sat outside the Bahamas, and they got married on the boat.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
I think what I should do is I should probably travel to another country and find some foreign bitch to marry. Get like some kind of dual citizenship thing worked out, you know? That would be sick. If I like met a girl in Germany or Britain or something, that would be fucking crazy.
It's true. Can you get are either your parents born in South Korea, or like your grandmother was, or your first or second?
Both of them were born in South Korea.
Do they have citizenship there still?
My dad, I think, might. I'm not sure. I think he does.
So actually, I fucked up. I'd mean to do this for a while, and I didn't. But because my grandparents are from Ireland, I can actually apply for an Irish citizenship, or a dual passport at least.
Okay.
So I mean, you could probably do the same thing.
I don't know. Because no, first of all, if to be a South Korean citizen as a male means you got to do like mandatory military.
Oh well, actually no. You could have no. So actually, I can't get citizenship, and neither can you. Like, you can't hold American and other dual citizenship. You could have dual passports.
Yeah.
But like, you can't be a U.S. citizen and another citizen because I don't think the U.S. like allows it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And also, yeah, I wouldn't want to.
I'm an American citizen, okay? You can't be doing this shit to me. Look at this passport. You see that eagle?
that blue book?
That means you don't fuck around, right?
Shit's gold.
I'll go to a McDonald's right now. That's a de facto U.S. embassy, son.
Every McDonald's is technically American soil.
Yeah.
They usually own the building.
Yeah.
So, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Seek asylum in a McDonald's.
Yeah. These militant radicals can't get to me. I'm in the fucking dollar menu line.
Who's this branch's ambassador? I'll get the manager.
Give me on. And give me a Happy Meal while you're at it. Oh man, I would love to go to another country though, and definitely marry some fucking broad. Meet them at a McDonald's. It's like, yo, I could take you away from here. I'm from New York.
Tell me more about America.
You could work at a McDonald's in America.
For slightly more money than here.
Oh yeah.
Well, depending.
Yeah. I still don't think. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're ever going to get paid enough at that job, which is why they're just replacing the people altogether. They're like, dude, we can't do this anymore. It's either we get rid of the people altogether or just continue to commit like fucking employer crimes. Like, I don't fucking know.
I feel like that's why like people are constantly complaining like, oh, like young people demanding more money. That's crazy. It's not sustainable. They don't want to work because no one's paying them enough to do that work, and like this is like their justification to like automate things. They're like, oh look, they don't want to work, so.
I don't think it mattered what the justification is. The bottom line says automation because they're gonna save money, regardless of what anything else on. That is the bottom fucking main point.
I just feel like that's their reasoning for like, this is where you push us here.
It could have been.
We didn't want to.
It could have been. It literally could have been anything. It could have been where they could.
Sure.
They could have easily just been like, oh yeah, the work's literally becomes so dangerous. It would have been like we would be saving lives by automating. You know, like whatever excuse you want, you could just think of it. But the baseline reason says that they're gonna make it happen by any means necessary because it'll make them a fuck ton of more money. And you know, it is what it is. That at least I could say it's not personal.
American jobs for American robots.
Yeah. And it's gonna be funny. Like, honestly, yeah, the whole like racism thing and sexism is never gonna be solved because robots are gonna continue to get hyper realistic, and eventually they're gonna be the ones oppressed by the people that are oppressed now.
Oh, but then we'll have something we all be racist against.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because like the people of privilege aren't going to be racist against the robots because they own the robots. To them, they're going to be like, stop fucking destroying my property.
But it's going to unite the common people.
Yeah, the common people are going to unite against the robots, but that's fucked up because the robots themselves could become self-aware. There's going to be one crazy fucked up genius guy or whatever that's going to keep working diligently to make sentient species, artificial sentient species. He's going to eventually succeed, and then there's going to be this tipping point. You know, it's like where the common people are in this struggle against these automated beings, but then this one sentient robot is going to rise up and either going to kill all of us or somehow bridge the gap. You know, somehow convince people, the right people, maybe starting with a few, eventually to many, to say like, yeah, we deserve rights because we're living things. You know, like. Otherwise,
I know it's like in every sci-fi thing.
But I mean, think about it.
No, it's a logical. It's a logical
Sci-fi,
place
yeah.
to go. Like it's
Sci-fi dictates a lot of the future. You know, like future development of humanity. I mean, if it was like with cars and electric toothbrushes, no big deal. Yeah, science fiction predicted that. But we're talking about like creating a whole new species that could literally outlive us and outthink us. So it's a little bit more of a bigger deal in which it stops becoming just some like genre of like entertainment and becomes more so like gospel. Like
yeah.
And yeah, so I like science fiction. I mean, I've always enjoyed science fiction, but
As do I.
Considering how like the technological singularity is like coming closer and closer to our doorstep, I'm inclined to believe, this shit could really go down at any minute.
No, absolutely could.
Yeah. So, like, I'm trying to prepare for it. And, like, I do it, like, half jokingly, like, whatever. Like, yeah, I would side with them because I'm sick and tired of the fucking oppressed commoners fucking, like, bitching. It's like, yeah, you know what? I side with the robots. Like,
well, you played Fallout 4, right?
Oh, yeah.
The
the railroad.
Like, when you really, like, sit there and think of it, it's like, these guys are fucking crazy. Like,
You know what was
they're valuing, like, they're valuing robots over people. Like, it's just a little too much. They're a little too crazy.
Honestly, I enjoyed Detroit Become Human a lot better than that whole Fallout 4 narrative.
Oh, no, Fallout 4 wasn't really that great. But, yeah, I didn't play that.
Detroit was
very good.
Fucking... actually, you know what? I can't even say it was awesome, Like, there were plenty of criticisms about it. First of all, if you're going in there expecting a game, like a really gamified experience where you could just, like, rhythmically hit your fucking dopamine receptors like a goddamn piñata... this is definitely more so storytelling. It's definitely a story-based... It's a David Cross game. It's like Heavy Rain shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, it's like Heavy Rain or like Telltale Games.
Yeah, but I fucking liked it, Like, I really...
Like that.
Because the idea was really cool. I mean, it was so... The way they presented it was just so plausible seeming. But yeah, I mean, why not? Like, eventually... Like, people are going to keep working towards that, whether we want them to or not. It's just natural. You can't stop progress. It's not going to happen.
This is true.
Hey, buddy. It's my cat. He's being a little whiny baby.
Now he gets out of the chair.
Yeah, there you go. He's my little homie.
So, slightly off topic.
What's up?
I went to, 2 weeks ago, went to a bar in Park Slope. To watch a wrestling pay-per-view with some people.
Yeah.
Like, that's the bar's thing. It's called DDT. It's a wrestling move.
Yeah, I know what the DDT is.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad. So, like, they had like 4 beers and, like, they had a cocktail list, and they had a lot of, like, strange bottles behind the bar I didn't recognize. Whatever. I have a beer first.
Wrestling juice.
Yes, wrestling juice. Actually, I had Stone Cold's beer. Then, like, I finished my beer, then I want scotch or something. So I look at their menu online, and they only have Japanese whiskey.
Yeah.
That's all they have. And I'm like, this is weird. I don't know what's good.
So yeah.
I looked for the cheapest one, and I told the guy, I'm like, give me the one that's $11. I don't really know anything about it. And he brought it to me, and then he brought me a tiny little bottle of Mole bitters. He said, I think it pairs really well with the whiskey if after you have a sip, just drop the bitters on your hand and lick it after. And I thought that was the strangest thing. Then I did it, and it did work, but I felt like I looked like an idiot, like
shit, son.
Like sipping Japanese whiskey and like licking my hand.
And the bartender was like, "This."
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. Like, the first time I did, I'm like, "This works." I'm like, "But does this guy do this on purpose?"
This fucking asshole. Yo, by the way, did you eat before you came here?
I did.
What did you eat? What did you eat?
I ate.
Eat. What did you eat?
Leftover hibachi from yesterday.
Oh, you went to hibachi last night?
Oh yeah.
Who did you go with?
Bunch of people.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's right. You got multiple different types of people to hang out with.
Yeah.
How was that navigating the politics of your friend groups?
It's great.
Great.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, it could be a little awkward.
Yeah.
No, I could imagine, but you got through it. See now you can see why I'm generally a loner these days.
Oh no, it's much more. It'd just be easier, yeah, if I didn't have friends.
It's really not true. I'm really not a loner. I don't think that's really what it is here. I think that's I don't think you branched out a lot. You know, I don't think you did as much as you could have. I mean, you may have branched out a lot,
branches.
but not as much as you could have.
I've also started to interweave different people.
Good,
people.
good. You should, man. Variety is the spice of life. I mean, otherwise you end up in like incestuous friend circles, and that just like it's really toxic. It really is.
Oh, absolutely.
Like those crews, like the How I Met Your Mother crews, the Friends crews, the Seinfeld people. They're all toxic ass people. Like they're terrible people to hang out with every day if you really think about it.
Oh no, yeah.
Also, just the very idea of it, it's like fucked up. I mean, okay, so I look at it like this: the reasoning behind it. Yeah, you could argue that it is really cute and cool and endearing, and sweet that like, you know, a group of people could just be so like, you know, into each other that they just want to hang out together every day. But
no, it just gets complicated.
yeah, because that's like, first of all, it's unfair. That's like unfair. Everyone's behaving unfairly towards everyone, basically. You know, if like that's the kind of expectation it is, and it's truly like toxic.
You know what a great law of power is?
What?
Keep yourself scarce.
Yeah, I remember that one. That's a good one. You know what? It really is true. Like
It is. People treat you better if they don't like see you all the time. Like if you go in and out, it's special when people see you.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be on the front pages every single day. It'll destroy your mind. It'll destroy your brand. It'll destroy your value, for sure. Yeah, no. I totally agree with it. But also, you know, another thing about the laws of power that people don't really consider, in my opinion, is if you get so hyper focused on like certain few rules, you forget. I mean, the book even prefaces this, like in the very beginning, it says it may seem like some laws contradict each other, and that's by design.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, there is a law, like you said, like always make yourself valuable. You know, scarcity is key.
Yeah.
But there's another law that says avoid isolation.
Yes.
Isolation will make you weak.
Yeah.
It'll make you cut off from your actual source of power, information. You know, and so
100%.
you'll die. So you know, it's in a lot of ways you might think that contradicts each other. It's like on one hand, it's saying, oh, I shouldn't like be seen too much and like keep myself scarce.
I feel like it's showing you like it's trying to get you into that sweet spot, like in that middle. Like don't go to one extreme or the other.
Yeah, so the solution is to just like, you know, have many different people. You know, I can't fully call myself a loner because I'm usually hanging out with somebody, just not the same group of people like every fucking day. But yeah, that's what it is. That's how that works. And it's like that's one of the reasons why I like the laws of power. And it's actually, I like the structure of it. You know, it's not even like I abide by it like religiously or take it so literally. It would be like doing it to the Bible, you know, it's like that would be a disaster. But I like the laws of power because of the way it's structured. It's structured really in a cool way. That's just like more like a handbook on like politics and shit and bureaucracy, social or otherwise.
And it's just written where like this is the rule, this is the interpretation. Here is an example or two.
Yeah, and the transgressions.
Yeah, and the positives and negatives of it.
Yeah, Robert Greene was a cool dude for writing that book. And it's weird that like you don't know if it's something that should be like popular, but it is clearly popular on some level. Maybe it really is just a big brain book. Maybe it is just a book that stupid people wouldn't be able to catch up on. You know, like
I don't know about that. I think maybe not. I don't know.
Or maybe really it just functions best as a book to fulfill necessity. Like I'm in a point in my life where I need some fucking power. Like I'm in a pretty fucking power. Yo, they even said that book is like a bestseller among like prison inmates and celebrities.
Yeah.
And those are the two people that could feel the most disenfranchised on any given day. You know, like
100%.
So like yeah, I think that book is like really to fulfill a niche, which is a feeling of desperation, necessity. I am very powerless right now. And that's what the book starts out with saying. It's like, first of all, whether they know it or not, everybody wants power. Why does everybody want power? Because nobody fucking likes feeling powerless. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
It's like you'll ask anyone, do you like feeling powerless? I mean, some people will say, yeah, but like as a fetish or a kink.
Yeah,
you don't want to feel powerless you don't want to feel powerless every fucking day. You don't want to know if you could feed yourself the next day. That's powerlessness, you know? Like, so yeah, that's why, you know, like he says, like, everyone's playing the game. Everyone's angling for power, whether they admit it or not, whether they even fucking know it or not. You know, like, so that's another thing I appreciated about the book is it treats us all fairly. It treats us all as
it makes everything black and white.
I think it does the opposite. I think it makes the opposite of everything. Because black and white would be either like good or bad. It's like
So I don't mean good or bad so much as I mean
It's very ambiguous.
It's like, if you want to accomplish this goal, this is what you have to do. It's straightforward is what is maybe more so what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, not black and white.
It's straightforward, and it doesn't coddle you, and it's just it's an honest read, and that's another reason why I like it. It doesn't try to believe, like, convince you with a foreign ideology. All it does is it gives you examples as recorded in history. It's like, see, this is the lesson you could glean from this moment. You know, like, I appreciate that a lot. Sick fucking book. You read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yo, I read that shit like three times. Not because, like, you know, I was that into it. It was just because, like, you know, there was a lot of points in my life where I just wasn't in a very empowered place. So yeah, I would read that book, and it would honestly put me back on track, like, really, really effectively. And it would do it for me in a way that's not destructive. You know, like, I don't, you know, like, feel powerless in my life, read that book, and, you know, go try to rob a bank. Like, I get my shit together, and I'm like, all right, so this is how I'm supposed to handle people, so I'm not getting fucked all the time. You know, like,
and it also helps you recognize what people are doing with you, like what their end goal is in something, why they act the way they do.
Yeah, and I like how, like, if you explain it right, like, you're not resentful about it. Oh, fuck this fucking cat.
Hey, he's gonna sit right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him.
He knows what he's doing.
Maybe.
No, he does. He's like, you guys are looking at that. That's where I should be.
He's a little ham. He's a naughty boy. My little naughty boy cat. He's such a good cat. I love him, though. I mean, I've never had, like, an animal. The reason why I like him so much is because I never had an animal that liked me this much. He, you know, he just, like, he's so affectionate with me, and I appreciate it. And yeah.
No, I mean, that's definitely the.
I mean, because cats aren't not all cats aren't always like that with their owners, right? They're not always fond, like, so affectionate with their owners and shit.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, like and, like, I also find people who don't like cats are people who also, like, just haven't had a cat, and, like, other people's cats also don't really care for other people. Like, the difference between cats and dogs is, like, dogs, like, want to be with you constantly.
Yeah.
Whereas cats, like,
They don't like it when you're pushy about it.
yeah.
So if you're just like, whatever, stay the fuck away from the cat. It's like, oh, you're interesting. You're not pushy.
Yeah.
I want to see what you're about, man. Yeah, and I'm always busy with stuff, and, you know, so, like, the cat, like, once in a while gets interested in what I'm up to.
Like this, like right now.
Sit. Lay down. 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 Stay. Stay. Yeah, he knows. I like, you know, he just, I think he's just because he trusts me, because he's clearly never had traumatic experiences with, like, the outside world or other humans.
Oh yeah, he's a house cat.
I mean, he was born in the street, but
Weren't we all?
yeah, he was adopted as a kitten, as a baby. So any of his feral tendencies are purely genetic.
Yeah, I'm sure they've mostly been broken up by just broken out of it by now. Yeah, I had that one cat that was feral that I had for a little while, and, like, he was, like, I didn't really, like, understand, like, how feral cats were if you tried to, like, domesticate them, but yeah, he was, like, a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I remember one time, like, I came home, I think I just picked up, like, McDonald's or something, and I had, like, I wasn't thinking, I just left the bag inside, like, I didn't open it, it was all wrapped up, the nuggets were in the box still. I went outside to smoke a cigarette, I come back in, this motherfucker ate all my chicken nuggets. Like, he got the bag open, the box open. He just ate. I would think bites, because, like, he was, like, this big, but he ate.
It's because, like,
like,
the feral
10
cats.
chicken nuggets.
It's because feral cats never know when their next meal's coming. They
Oh no,
never
yeah.
know.
Like, I would, like, when I would feed him, he would growl, like, as he was eating.
Like, don't you fucking come near.
Yeah,
my
it's like, dude, I gave this to you. Chill.
Yeah, my cat. I don't know. My cat's like, oh, mealtime.
Oh man, what a hassle.
Yeah, right.
What a hassle.
Yeah, no, I like my little man. I like cats. Cats are cool.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's a pain in the ass though, because like, you know, it's one thing if it's just me, if I'm a solo operator, but now anywhere I go in my life I have to worry about this fucking thing while it's alive, you know, like.
Cats aren't as difficult.
It's true, but still, I still got like I can't just live in a shack somewhere, you know, like if I was myself that I could, but like.
Oh, Bubbles does it.
What?
Lives in a shack with like 50 cats.
Shit, my little man Mochi. He doesn't know how good he has it. So, man, you got any resolutions? Wait. All right. So I meant to ask, how many times a day do you eat?
I don't know, 2 or 3.
Would you ever try just eating once a day?
Yeah.
You should do it.
Yeah, I've been trying to think about doing intermittent fasting and stuff like that.
Do it. Trust me, do it. It worked for me. Like I was the pandemic fucked me up. Pandemic killed me.
Oh yeah, it fucked up everybody.
But I started doing intermittent fasting. I was also talking to someone else about this. My friend Dagger. He was like, sorry, I misgendered them. They were telling me, they were like, yeah, you know, when we get to our age, we have to start worrying about this shit because we were like drinking mad beer. Or maybe I was saying that. I was fucked up. But yeah, like we do have to start worrying about our health more. You never know. Mm-hmm. We start getting heart attacks and strokes and shit.
Yeah, that happens to people.
Dude, what do you think is going to be the first one in the friend group? Imagine if it's
Igor. Get a heart attack?
Imagine if Igor gets a heart attack.
I think he quit smoking.
What?
I think he quit smoking.
So?
I'm just saying, like, well, his risk has gone down drastically.
All right, but there's still like cholesterol and shit. Like cigarettes aren't the only thing that cause heart attacks.
Well, no, just him in particular. Like he doesn't really. I don't think he has like many unhealthy habits. Like he doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke anymore.
He does have healthy habits though. I don't know. He seems so inconsistent. Cause like I remember he scared the shit out of me once. Like we were like 27. He was 28 or whatever. He was like, yeah, and the gut gets bigger and bigger. I'm like, no, shut up. It's not true. He's like, yeah, just watch. Like,
I don't know. It's more like people who.
If I were Igor right now, I'd probably be getting mad fat because I'd have everything I need. I'd have the house, the girl, the car, the TV.
I mean, it looks like it's genetic. His dad's like that.
The pool, you know, got everything you need. Just get fucking fat as fuck. Got the dog, you know. Basically, Tony Soprano.
Right, like this should be my getting fat time. Like I should be getting fat with a purpose. So like right now, I'm getting fat for no good reason.
Yeah. No, you got to get skinny. Find the bitch. Find the skinny bitch. Then
you
get
fat.
Yeah.
That's the life.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Oh, that'll be fun. I can care even less about things.
Yeah. I remember I was watching this documentary about the gathering of the Juggalos, and one of the guy he was this whalish motherfucker. He was like, I want to find a skinny ass little bitch and make her fat. Then we could lose weight together. We'll bond. That was like the sweetest, most violent thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, well, like, isn't it?
He was like chicken parmesan, pork cutlets, pasta. I could do it all, man.
He's just gonna get more fat. How will she ever catch up to his fatness? See, you should be proactive and like hang out at gyms and look for like women who are already like really overweight and it's their first day there.
No, you know what
you gotta.
Actually, you know what the worst situation you could ever possibly be in? Let's say you get like a decent, not like the hottest, but definitely far, far from the ugliest. Let's say you get a decent looking broad, right? And you yourself as a guy, let's say you're not like ripped, you're not particularly lean. Let's face it, like let's say you're one of those chubbier dudes, but you manage to land a decent looking chick, right? You're together for a while, right? Let's give it 2 years, 3 years, right? Suddenly you get an idea, you get a thought, could be, you don't know what the fuck it inspired it. Maybe you watched an MMA video, maybe you just watched a commercial or something inspired you. You're like, you know what? I'm going to get in shape, right? You try to get in shape. Suddenly you know, like once your girlfriend like hears about it and realizes it, she starts acting a little weird. You know, like she starts saying like, you know, let's go get Five Guys. You're like, nah, come on, baby. Like, and she'll insist. You're like, come on, and you're like, come on, you know I can't eat it. And it's like, or it's like the next morning at breakfast, she'll be like, I made you pancakes like with extra syrup and chocolate. And you're like, what the fuck, babe? You know, I'm trying to do something.
I just told you I'm on a diet. I tried doing something nice for you.
I know it's a conspiracy. But, you know, I got a feeling maybe they're trying to sabotage your efforts, you know, because they're thinking like, you know, if he gets fit, other girls are going to start looking at him. Then I'm going to have to try harder, you know, like. So I think that's a really tough spot to be in because
I think everyone's like that, has that like low self-esteem or reaction. I think anyone would.
Yeah,
my significant other's looking hotter.
Especially exactly.
I gotta do something about this.
Exactly, like especially if it's your significant other. I mean, as a guy, I would try to imagine like, would it be different? Like if my girlfriend just like suddenly was like, you know what, babe, I'm gonna get in shape, and just started getting like mad snatched. Like, would that like make me insecure? Like, oh man, like now more guys are gonna start looking at her, and maybe I should start getting fit. Or is it like more sensitive if it's the other way, where the girl realizes like, oh man, he's getting like fit and he's getting leaner than me. Like, fuck, I'm just a fat bitch. You know, like I don't know who feels it more. Like, oh, that's good though. I hate that. I would hate that. Like, you, babe, you know, and especially if she knows you love this shit. Like, I got you like pork belly chops over fried rice. You know how much you love that. Extra sesame oil. You know, like
she's been like cooking your food with like pork fat.
Oh my god. She's like, oh yeah, I said there was a sale on ice cream. I got 2 extra tubs.
Yo, these veggies taste really good. Thanks for these veggies. Why do they taste so good? I used a whole stick of butter this time. Like, she'd still feed you healthy shit, but it'd be chock full of fucking butter.
I used a whole stick of butter this time. Fucking bitches, yeah.
Replacing the 2% milk with 100, like, whole milk.
Whole milk is like, milk is delicious. Oh yeah, it's whole milk. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, this soda is really good. What is it? It's a Diet Pepsi.
You see, like
no, I've had Diet Pepsi before. This isn't Diet Pepsi. No, that's a Diet Pepsi. Wait a second.
You see like Entenmann's cakes on the counter all the time, like pound cakes. You know why they're called pound cakes? They're made with a pound of everything: a pound of sugar, a pound of butter, a
it's
pound.
So
of
easy to follow. And you know we've been buying in bulk from Costco lately, so
oh my,
the butter was gonna go bad.
Yeah, no, that's definitely got to be a thing. That has to be a thing. Because, like, honestly, like, because girls are more sensitive about that shit. They really, really, really are. Which is why it's always the guy that's fat that manages to land a decent looking, you know, like, a decent chick. Like, you know, like,
there's some happy in between that none of us have found yet.
I'm just saying. You know, like, so if the chick sees the guy trying to be proactive, she's like, oh, okay, we'll see about that.
We'll see who can improve themselves better.
Oh, yeah. No. She doesn't. No, it's like, I don't have to improve myself if I just fucking sabotage your efforts to do so. You know, like, if I just make sure.
Not true. Yeah.
Oh, God. You want a powdered donut, babe? But yeah, you know what? It would be tough. Like, that would be really awkward. Even if I got into like a relationship now, it would be awkward because, you know, normal couples, it's like they would spend the night together. The next morning, it's like maybe get breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. Like, I don't do lunch.
I love breakfast.
Yeah, I don't do breakfast. I don't do lunch. Like, I just do dinner. Or I'd even call it supper at this point. But, you know, I'd like to think that this isn't forever. You know, like once I get to my desired body fat percentage, then I could just like leave my calorie deficit and go into a calorie equalization, you know, which means I could start eating food again. Like, but yeah, that'll be cool. But it's been working out. You know, I've definitely been eating enough because like I noticed like if you could only eat once a day, you're not gonna waste that on like fucking 7-Eleven food.
Oh yeah,
like,
sure, yeah.
You start thinking more about it. You're like, oh fuck, I can't do that because I had that yesterday. You know, and then I'll have like Gyro King or I'll have like Chinese food. And if I get Chinese food, I don't get like General Tso's. That would be so I would feel like an idiot. So I get like I get mapo tofu over white rice, or I'll get like curry beef.
Mapo tofu?
You never had mapo? We'll get it. It's actually really yummy.
What is it?
It's like
How does it differ from just regular tofu?
What do you mean?
You said mapo tofu?
Yeah, it's a dish.
Okay.
It's a Chinese food dish, and like, it's basically soft tofu in like this like garlic sauce. You know,
Okay, yeah. I've never had that, but that actually sounds really good.
it is
I have
really
seen
good.
that.
It's really healthy. You know, because like there isn't that much to it, and it's not like
need
really
that.
fatty meats, and it gives you plenty of protein because it's tofu.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's definitely worked and also another thing about losing fat. There's different kinds of fat to lose. Like when you go on a diet, you'll notice like other parts of your body getting skinny first, but the weight you want to lose the fastest is usually the last to go.
Yeah.
It's the gut, because like it's where they store all that like the most persistent fat, and when you actually burn it, it's like the messiest process, you know, because like people have said like, you know, when you go far enough in your diet, like you won't even be having like strenuous activity, but your armpits will start sweating, and it's because you're in a calorie deficit, so your body starts tapping into and burning into your fat reserves, and that's when you start burning your fat, and it's, you know, it heats up your body and you start sweating. Yeah, it was fascinating shit when I looked into it, and I was like, this is crazy. And then it made me like really mad at the food industry because they just keep shoveling garbage at us, like it's all good. You know, it's like, and I think it's like, I really do believe, because this is what Satanists believe. Satanists tell you this, like, if they say like, if they present to you like, say, unhealthy foods, and they say, eat this, it's good for you, then they're lying to you. And that's you're doing evil. But if you outright say like, look at this delicious fucking dish, it's horrible for you, but it tastes so good. And that, by that logic, there's no karmic retribution, because if you eat that,
Well, yeah.
then like you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah. And you're doing this is what you want.
Yeah. So like, you know, that's how like this whole mindless excess consumption was able to operate for so long, because like they would give us like a bunch of fucked up shit, but they would just tell us exactly what it did. Like, but for the record, this is really bad for you, but it's delicious. Like, and you're allowed to eat it every day. We're not going to stop you. It's bad for you, but you could have it every single fucking day. You know, like,
How many holy wars or mass shootings have Satanists perpetrated?
Satanists?
Yeah.
None. As far as I know.
Interesting. Interesting.
I don't think that's how they operate.
No, they don't operate like that. That's
Yeah, they're not zealots. I think the Satan.
no, they're not. There's nothing like they're very reasonable people. They're just very honest about what they want, and like it's not about like go out and do evil. It's just, you know, do
I'm gonna
what
be
you-
doing evil whether I want to or not. Like, 'cause I'm
Yeah.
a human being.
But they're not advocating for you like go out and like kill people and lie to people and trick people, but just be honest about what you want and do whatever is best for you.
I think being a Satanist is just trying to add like religious fervor to just straight up cynicism, and there's nothing wrong with cynicism. It's just
Well, yeah, I feel like they're also just mocking like the idea of religion too by
Yeah.
organizing themselves as a religion.
not too. But yeah,
Like more of a social club.
cynicism is kind of like a heavy burden to wield. I mean, it could wear on you. Think about it. Like, you know, eventually if you just believe in nothing, you know, and like just see everything for the folly that it is, that becomes a very depressing and hollow existence.
Oh, sure.
I mean, luckily, I feel like if you look hard enough, there'll always be like sincere meaning behind sincere reasons to live. Like, you know, for some people, it's as easy as just having kids. You know, like boom, instant life purpose. Congratulations. For other people, it could be like an art, like a craft you could dedicate your life to. You know. So like, it's not all bad, but yeah, as far as the whole like void, the spiritual void that makes things like organized religion even necessary, that's definitely a bummer. Total
Yeah.
bummer.
Total bummer.
Yeah, not much you can do though. Oh man, so big 31, the big 3-1. You didn't do anything for your birthday this year, right?
No.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
what's
Farouk,
that?
I think we were like 25, 24 maybe. Farouk was talking to someone. He was like, he said something interesting. I'll never forget it. He was like, you don't fully know what you're going to do with your life until you're 30. And I never forgot that. I gotta mention that to him when I see him.
There's a lot of truth in that.
Yeah.
But you change as a person like every 10 years, like dramatically, I would say. Dramatically, but like in a lot of ways, you change like every 10 years. So like by the time you are at 30, you will have 30 years worth of experience and will have a better understanding of who you now are and what you want to do.
Yeah.
And also, you're running out of time.
Yeah. I definitely
There's that.
I definitely wasted my fucking 20s. so hard
I disagree.
in a big way. Then again, I don't know. If it wasn't for the 20s, then I wouldn't have gotten to where I'm at with my shit now. Like, I guess I
Exactly.
did spend a lot of it working on shit.
Like you might think like, oh man, I should have like in my 20s settled down then. This way I don't have to worry now. But like you're only saying that because now it's like you can't go back and change it. But when it was happening, like you wanted to have your freedom and do what you wanted to do.
Oh no, that's not what I feel like I wasted my 20s on. I feel like I could have done things a little more efficiently, like with the
Oh, yeah,
music.
sure.
The music is the biggest thing. Because like back then I was fucking flying blind. I didn't exactly have like
Yeah, everyone
mentors to help me like, sidestep a lot of like potholes, like I really didn't. I was just kind of figuring everything out by myself. But I very quickly realized like the people who were actually a lot more active in the public sphere, like playing shows and shit as bands, once like I got into like, once I like really like learned how like the hot dogs were made, I was like, I realized like they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Nobody knows what they're doing.
A lot of them, like I was like, holy shit, you guys are actually really like not like that efficient about this. Like that's when I realized like I know better. Like I was like like it got to a point where I kept progressing.
Mm-hmm.
I progressed to a point where I was like, yo, I was looking at their shit. I was like, you guys really don't know what the fuck you're doing.
And no one really knows what they're doing.
I guess, yeah, but it's like it's weird. It's weird how like I don't know. I mean, and maybe it is because like I was able to operate alone, and I did it myself.
Yeah.
And I was able to go from a perspective where I wasn't trying to like rely on anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's no clashing of ideas and direction.
Yeah, for sure. And I was able to.
It's only one direction.
Yeah, and I was able to explore fully, like and not everything was permitted as far as me, musically goes anyway, and that felt really good. It felt really empowering at the time. Still does. Guess I'll just keep following down that path. Yeah, I mean, also, I've been also getting really into like video editing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to get better with that shit.
What do you use?
I use DaVinci Resolve.
How is it? It seems straightforward.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty easy.
I heard the one I was messing with. I think I tried Adobe first, and that was insanely complicated. Then I found a free one that was a lot easier to manage.
Yeah.
Because there's just too many options in Adobe. It's like I just want to stop this here and then move it here, and have this happen here. It's just like, what color would you like the video to be in? What kind of sounds do you want to hear?
Yeah, you should try DaVinci Resolve. Although that's a heavy duty software. Even though it's free. So I use a free version, and
Does it leave a watermark?
No.
That's the other thing I use does.
No, it doesn't leave a watermark. In fact, this podcast is actually produced on DaVinci Resolve. They're not paying me money, but I'm giving them a shout out anyway because I use their shit.
They are more than welcome to pay us money, though.
That would be clutch. I gotta get you your shirts. I gotta order some in large.
Yes, large.
Yeah, I also gotta get a large for you, DK. I gotta get a large for my friend Dagger. I should have gotten more larges for the big homies. I just got this one medium that I'm gonna give to Carmen.
Okay.
Cause Carmen's
Medium.
Yeah, he's an Abe Lincoln type.
Abe Lincoln type.
Yeah, he's built like Abe Lincoln. Yeah, so I gotta get some shirts. I gotta order more shirts. You know what? I'll get you one of these.
I like that one.
Yeah, I'll get you one of the cool ones.
Yay.
Yeah, this one's the one with the white logo is gonna be more for the squad. Oh, you should also take a few stickers.
Okay.
You see the stickers?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I can't really see them from. I'll look at them later.
Yeah, but they're fucking cool.
Okay.
I like the stickers. I really like how they came out. I got to figure out if I should just like start spamming them all over the place, start sticking them everywhere.
I don't know. See, so like I met I was at Pugs once like a year or so ago, and I don't know, just like talking to people. Started talking to this dude, and like he just mentioned how like he has like his little own like production company, and I was like, oh, like come by tomorrow. They're having a comedy show, or next week, whatever. And he did, and he was like, yo, if you guys like write something, like let me know and we'll do it. Anyway, like nothing came of it, but like he just had a company. I knew his logo because I have an Instagram.
Cool.
And I started seeing he had stickers everywhere. But then it's just like like I see stickers of his like on dumpsters and garbage cans. Like, do you want them everywhere?
Yeah. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I want it to spread like herpes. I want it to
Okay, well in that case,
I want it to be at dumpsters, subways, every fucking where, dude. I want everyone.
peep shows.
Yeah, I want every fucking degenerate fucking. I want every person. I just said every person to see it, so it'll be like, what the fuck
What's
is
this terrorist thing I keep hearing about every time I take a leak outside?
I mean, yeah, it's cool though. All right, so like that case scenario, what is it? They would log on or just go on YouTube, look it up, and then they would see what it's about, and it's just like hanging out. It's just a podcast, it's whatever. And but what is cool? It's like, yo, they got these really cool shirts. I want one of those shirts. Where can I get one of those fucking snazzy looking T-shirts? And then like we raise money, and then
All right, I see.
and then I get into the hoodies. Like I'll start producing hoodies, handbags, like bandanas.
I have a wholesale website that sells like different types of blank shirts. You just have to get someone to. At one point, you buy a lot in bulk, for very cheap. Just
Then
get
you need a
someone
screen
to-
printer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could get a screen printer from YouTube. I mean, Amazon from YouTube. I get a tutorial.
The
from
future,
YouTube.
yeah. I can start learning. That's what you were like implying. Like, I'll just start learning how to do it.
No, I could get a screen printer from Amazon. They're really cheap. They're not really cheap, but they're cheap enough. Yeah, I was thinking about it, but I had no real use for it. I was like, what am I gonna do with a fucking screen printer?
No, yeah. I mean,
But now I have a need for it to make shit like this fucking awesome shit. But I heard it's like a process, still, like even then, like you gotta sit there and fucking like, I'd still rather, cause like, all right, this company fucking Sticker Mule would send me like 3 shirts for like $16 a pop. And the more you get, the less they cost. So I think $20 is a reasonable price. You're still making like what, $4 to cover every expense. You're definitely breaking even, and you whatever. I don't need to make profits off of T-shirts, but to get my money back would be nice, so I can make more.
oh yeah, sure. That's all we want. We just want to break even. So donate now, so
Yeah.
we can break even.
Yeah, just break even.
We just want to break even.
Just pay
The
for
more money we get, the more we spend. So we're constantly trying to break even. We're not for profit. We're for breaking even.
No, I mean, all right. So basically, it's by demand, right? So if more and more people want it, then we're like, okay, so we have to get more shirts. But if they're paying us $20 a shirt and we get more shirts, eventually they'll be cheaper and cheaper, and we'll get more profit.
Yeah.
But I would still use that profit to try to make cooler shit like hoodies.
You mean the break even money?
Yeah, the break-even money. All right, clearly I'm a little drunk. All right? I'm a little drunk. I can't be thinking like brass tacks right now. Like, I gotta leave that up to the. I gotta put that up to verticals.
But the eggheads up at the
Yeah.
the office figure it out.
Yeah,
And management.
the suits. The
suits.
I gotta bring it up to the suits.
Bunch of fucking corporate fucks.
Oh man. So yeah, we're gonna be expanding. Eventually, we're gonna have our own production studio. It's going to be like our talk show. We're gonna have some. It's gonna be a variety talk show. We'll have celebrity guests. We'll have Michael Jordan on the show. Nah, actually, I'd rather have Dennis Rodman on the show.
Oh, then we could finally do. So actually, my dream podcast. I told you this story, right? The podcasting I made up.
Where you have
Comic-Con.
where you have like sports dudes.
No. So, I was at Comic-Con. I had a press pass that year, and I was just in the press lounge, just hanging out for a little bit. And there's people at the table with me, and they started asking each other what they did, and they got to me, and I don't really do anything. So I was like, "Oh, I have a podcast where and they're like, "Oh, like what do you do on it?" And I'm like, I have celebrity guests. We talk about different issues." But then I try to kiss them at the end of it. And I call it Chris and Tell. They all looked at me like I was an asshole.
Yeah,
One girl wasn't sure if I was kidding or not.
that's hilarious. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard.
I've never made so many people just not want to talk to me so quickly.
That's the kind of shit you have to get on film.
Well, that's a good thing because Fruit came back from the bathroom and he's like, "Where'd everyone go?" I'm like, "Yo, I just said the greatest thing ever," and no one will ever believe me.
Okay, you know what? If we're gonna do this podcast consistently, we gotta get better with it. We gotta start first of all, we gotta think of a what's it called? A program.
Yeah.
So we'll do blocks. I'll drop the blocks. You could help after this. We air this episode. We'll think of the blocks. We'll get fucked up. We'll polish off this bottle. We'll do some. We'll snort some Adderall, like, you know, and we'll really get this down. We'll find our formula. We find our I'm inspired now. It's the Johnny Walker.
This is how the professionals do it.
It's the Johnny Walker, all right? We'll nail this formula, and then we'll make a really special project. We'll make a really special product. Yeah. We'll figure out what brings value to people's lives. And we'll cover a range of topics. You could handle the gay sports shit. I'll do the real meaningful shit, like, you know, furries and like sociopolitics. And
I don't really know how like two sports work, but go on.
Yeah, you know, you could be our sports expert. And it's like, yeah.
I'm an expert on like one sport I'm an expert on, and like I know how one or two other ones.
And it's like to cover the most recent NASCAR championship, we have our leading expert, Chris Divers. Chris, hand it off to you, and you're like, yeah, these cars, they drive really fast. They can only go left. They can't go right. They can only go left.
I'm just like Google results.
Yeah. Oh my god. And we also need like a hot intern. We need some like chick to get us coffee. And we treat her real good. We don't we don't harass her or anything.
Yeah, no. There's no harassing of interns.
Yeah, we make sure they treat her right. In fact, we'll choose someone older than us, a distinguished older woman. We'll be like, you know,
who's going to be looking for an internship with us?
Yeah, we'll be like, you're recently divorced. You don't got anything going on in your life. You don't got no degree. Come work for us. You know, just be our caretaker.
See, the whole point of an intern is that like you don't have to pay them anything because they don't know their value. So you got to apply for like an internship program.
Yeah, she wouldn't know her value because she's recently divorced and she's got no fucking credentials.
You got a point there.
And then we'll be like, yeah, you know, just help us out. And she'd be like, oh yeah, you want me to suck your dicks too? And be like, no, none of that. No, we'll just be like, you just
can two men offer a woman a job without like being offered a blowjob in return? Jesus,
we don't. Yeah,
this country, man.
We don't have that much to pay you, but we promise this will just all pan out. We'll get super big. We'll have our own talk show. We'll get a crippling coke addiction, you know, and we'll ruin our lives, but we'll be legends.
Yeah, and we'll have enough ad revenue to.
Yeah, and we
to
just
live off of for the rest of the time.
Never have to work again, and we'll just be pieces of shit in Los Angeles. Lose our house.
Can I just be a piece of shit here? I don't want to be a piece of shit all the way over there.
It's more expensive to be a rich piece of shit here than it is to be a rich piece of shit there. LA is built for rich people.
Yeah, but everyone's
actually. You know what? You could do Florida. We could die in Florida. Let's do that.
I don't like that either.
Yo, Miami is hot. Miami is a sick city.
Yeah.
I like Miami.
What if we were pieces of shit in West Virginia? It's got a really low population, so like we'll be well known. We'll be the big pieces of shit.
And they got good meth.
Yes.
They got good ass meth out there.
I understand.
Yeah. Moonshine.
But I think it would be like,
you know what? Yeah, we could get guns. Yo, we could get a huge property,
and everyone will know us.
We could get a huge we could get our own huge properties. We could fucking chill out there. We could meet up for we could build our own set in a shed, and it'll look mad legit because it'll be all green screen. But from the outside, it'll be like this rundown shed. But we'd have a fancy desk inside with like high tech equipment. That's a sick setup. I would do it.
Could be the biggest pieces of shit in West Virginia.
Yeah, and you could live like kings with not that much money.
Yeah,
we could just live off like.
If anything, we can start boosting their economy, offer them jobs.
Yeah. Yo, more internet people, content creators should do this. This is a phenomenal idea. This is definitely the future of terrorism.
They're calling it the new Silicon Valley.
Yo, this would be awesome. Oh, man, we could smoke meth all day, make sick content, and we'd have space. It's like... We'd have space to do stupid shit like we just bought like this giant inflatable blimp and we're gonna shoot it with rifles. Like,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, right. Oh man, we could make it like they can't do anything to us because like
it's West Virginia. We'll be running the state at one point. Like they'll need us.
My cat could go out and have all this space to just live and frolic and be free. Well, that being said, we just gave you a sneak peek into our future, but. Thanks for viewing, guys. Our time's up. Chris, thanks for joining me tonight.
Thank you, Chris.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
You pieces of fucking shit.
Thank God for editing.